Good morning, Giants fans and NFL fans in general. The Giants lost to the Steelers on Monday Night Football last night. Final score 26-18. There's a lot to talk about with the Giants. They are worse than we thought, or at least I thought. They are in a much worse position than I could have imagined. DeBall potentially needs to go. Joe Shin potentially needs to go. Do we clean house? Where do we go? Daniel Jones needs to go immediately. There's a lot to talk about. Let's get right into it. Let's unpack everything. If this is your first time on the channel, welcome. If you guys are returning viewers, welcome back. My name is Noah. Let's talk about some football. So if you look at the stat sheet, Daniel Jones does not look as bad as he actually is. He went 24 for 38 for 264 yards. He was sacked 4 times, and guess how many touchdowns he threw for? 0. Guess how many interceptions he threw? 1. Guess when he threw that interception? In the fourth quarter, when the game was on the line. I will go right over here. I will switch the screen. This is Daniel Jones with the game on the line. Classic Daniel Jones. 40 seconds left. We are down by 8. Overthrows, bro. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know why he. Okay, look, this isn't a film review. I try to go for the film, but the film is not out yet. The film, when it drops tomorrow, I will go into it and look at every Daniel Jones pass in the game and drop an analysis video. But for this, let's see what we got here. Clean pocket, okay? It's 2nd and 15. You guys can see right here, 2nd and 15. Clean pocket. He's getting a little bit of pressure, but ultimately, he can scramble out. He has him right here. He has him right here. Either way, he decides to throw to the outlet man right here. How do you possibly overthrow him this high? And on top of that, this guy's open right here. This is a first down. Nobody's stopping him. Like, what is going on inside of Daniel Jones's mind? I don't understand it. Like, I genuinely don't understand it. And this guy almost dropped an interception. But I genuinely don't understand. You can even scramble. You can even get out of this. Look, he's free right here. He starts throwing when this blocker essentially is in the way. Now, I'll wait for the film to get out. Potentially, I am wrong. Potentially, he had an inside lane to Jones that I don't see from this angle. But from what I can see at this angle, Jones can easily scramble out. He has the ability. He can scramble out right here. Throw the ball over here somewhere to this man, right? I can't see what is a little blurry. But he has options. He can make this play happen. We could have easily won this game. Steelers are 5-2. Giants are 2-5 going into this. We could easily be leading the NFC East. We have had many games where we lost very, very closely. We could have easily won this game. We could have easily beat the Bengals when we lost 17-7 in week 6, also on primetime. Listen, when it comes to primetime, I don't know what Daniel Jones' problem is, but he just can't perform. The lights are too bright. I don't know what it is with Daniel Jones. He just can't perform. Someone that can perform, though, and that is a very, very good pickup, and Giants are very lucky to have, is Tracy Jr. This guy had 20 carries for 150 yards. He had a rushing touchdown. And ultimately, Tracy is a weapon, man. Tracy is very explosive. Like I said, I will go into the film tomorrow. I will talk about the film with Tracy as well. I will talk about the film with Dexter Lawrence. I will go into that because Dexter Lawrence is amazing. Brian Burns is amazing. This defensive line, once again, is the only thing that stands out about this defense. The only things that stood out about this team today are the defensive line. Our receivers actually did very decent today. Malik Neighbors was behind Darius Slayton. Darius Slayton had 108 yards off of 4 receptions. He actually had a great day. He had a long one for 43 yards that Daniel Jones actually connected on. I will show that in a second. Malik Neighbors, on the other hand, had 7 receptions for 71 yards only. His longest was 16 yards. He was targeted 13 times. He did have a couple of drops that people are crying about online. But the main reason why those are drops is because Daniel Jones is placing the ball terribly. You could say, oh yeah, he should catch that anyways. And listen, you could be right. Sure, you have a point. Should he catch it? Sure. But listen, when athletes as athletic as Malik Neighbors and you're running as fast as you're running and the ball is literally behind you and low, you know how hard it is in real time to slow yourself down and literally like adjust your body and go literally backwards for the ball. People don't realize the reason OBJ was so good is because Eli would throw him the ball and have good placement on it. He would lead the ball and trust that his receiver's fast enough to go to the ball. If Jones just put the ball in the right spot at the right times, this team and this offense could be so much better. But Jones just lacks the mental capability. He lacks, clearly he doesn't lack the physical capability. He can throw the ball deep, he connected today, he can run, he can scramble. He has all the physical aspects you want in a quarterback. He is big, he's strong, he's very strong. That's Daniel Jones' probably strongest asset. He's very strong. He can take a beating and get back up. I will give him credit there. And look, he did make some nice passes tonight. But the ultimate truth is that he doesn't have the skill set that you need to win as an NFL starting quarterback. There are certain aspects that you really can't coach into a player, and those are ultimately the things that Daniel Jones doesn't have. What Daniel Jones does have is everything that you can coach into him, and that is the fundamentals and the basics. And even with those, he messes up sometimes. But it's just, what I'm trying to say is that X factor, whatever it is that makes a player stand out, whatever Jaden Daniels has, who by the way I think is already better than Lamar Jackson, extremely hot take, I think he's a better passer than Lamar Jackson, especially when you look at how early he is into his career. I will make a comparison video very soon on the two. But getting back on topic, he just doesn't have that it factor. Daniel Jones doesn't have that factor to take over games and win. He doesn't have the clutch gene. Like I showed you guys, he made a terrible play on 2nd and 15 to win the game. Not even to win the game, to put his team in a winning position. He has terrible game management. Now, the term game manager is usually a diss towards quarterbacks, but for Daniel Jones, it would be a compliment because he can't manage anything, and it honestly is disgusting. Also, talking about Dexter Lawrence again, he has been double teamed on 63.3% of his pass rushes this season, and that is the highest rate faced by any player. He has been literally on fire. I will show the film tomorrow. The second it drops, I will be all over that. Dexter Lawrence is a monster. This defensive line is a monster. The secondary is a problem. And listen, we need to talk about Deonte Banks. Deonte Banks got hurdled. I forgot who it was by. It might have been Pickens. It might have been Najee. Please correct me if I'm wrong on both of them. Correct me in the comments, please. But he got benched, and the secondary was getting cooked. And Daboll didn't put him back in. Daboll, you're teaching him a lesson at the wrong time. You're teaching him a lesson at the expense of the rest of the team. Brian Daboll is on the hot seat. I have been too nice to Brian Daboll. I have given him too much credit. I have said Brian Daboll with Daniel Jones, he's trying to do what he can do. It's like trying to work in construction as a contractor and your tools are broken. Brian Daboll's toolbox and his toolkit is very limited. His tools are somewhat broken and they barely work. I have ultimately changed my mind. Brian Daboll is not the guy. He is not the guy. After doing more thinking, I've came to the conclusion that Josh Allen made him look better than he really was in Buffalo. And ultimately, Brian Daboll was fool's gold and the Giants fell for it. We fell for it. It was literally a trap and we fell right into it. It was the classic put the sticks over the hole and put a blanket over it so they don't know, and then they run into the hole and then fall down like a cartoon character. It was a classic trap. It was as classic as the invisible rope trick going up to someone's car and putting the invisible rope on the ground. It was just a classic finesse, and they really got us. They really got us. I'll give you guys a round of applause to the Bills, because I will be honest, there was a time where I really thought Giants had a solid coach, but what he has shown us, and listen, he tricked us too, because he even won Coach of the Year in 2022. He really tricked us. The reason why I'm officially out on Brian Daboll is because when this team is down and when this team is out, he does not find a way to get us back in. I understand that the offense is its own issue, and we have receiver drops and overthrown passes and underthrown passes and bad reads by our quarterback. I understand all that. It's not really 100% fair to blame Daboll. But at the same time, Daboll is not playing to his players' strengths. He's not doing anything that we can see to make Daniel Jones play better. He's not doing anything to make this team move down the field and actually score. Giants are the worst team at converting in the red zone in the NFL. We are the worst team in the NFC, possibly the worst team in the NFL. Us and the Panthers are the worst in the NFC. We are probably worse than the NFL. Is literally disgusting at this point. Ultimately, I feel like if Daboll was a better coach, there are certain things he would have done over the last few weeks. I should have came more prepared with these specific examples, but off the top of my head, I will just go and name a few. I can't name the game, but there was a few games ago. It was 4th and 1 or 4th and goal. I'm sure if you are a Giants fan, you remember what I'm talking about. And he didn't go for it. He took the field goal, and it ended up biting us in the ass, and we lost the game. I don't know what his problem is. I don't know if he doesn't trust his offense, if he doesn't trust Daniel Jones, but he is just so conservative. It's like he's scared to make moves. Daniel Jones plays like he's scared to lose a game. He's scared to make mistakes. His O-line is doing the best it can. His O-line did make a couple mistakes today. There were a ton of holding calls. Illuminor, I don't know if it was you or not, so I'm not going to call anybody out. Our line and our team played messy today. There were a ton of flags all over the place, and that is unacceptable. As a team, as a unit, this team played terrible. This team literally played terrible. It cannot get any worse. This point in the season and this type of performance, honestly, is just a breaking point. We're halfway through the season. We are officially tanking. I don't even know if the Giants are tanking or if we're just as bad. I really can't even tell at this point. Brian Daboll is pissing me off, man. I don't know where we go from here. Most likely we clean house. Well, that's what we should do, but I know most likely we're not going to. We're probably going to let Daboll get his guy, Daboll and Shin, whatever you want to call the guy. I don't respect him enough to say his name properly. Whatever you want to call these guys, man. They're going to probably get their chance at a quarterback, but I honestly don't think they should. I think we should move on and find someone else, but that brings a whole new problem because finding a new staff is its own issue, and it is just hard and very, very difficult because at that point you are fully in rebuild, and Giants have been in rebuild for what seems like 10 plus years now. I just want to end this video off really quickly. I thought this video was very funny. George Pickens, I don't know what this man is doing. Why is he just come in like, bro, look at this. What is this? What are you doing, George Pickens? I don't understand that. I just want to show that really quick. I thought it was funny. Giants are a dumpster fire. Russell Wilson is playing. I don't know if it's just because he played the Giants, but Russell Wilson played like vintage Seahawk Tua Russell Wilson. Giants, I expected them to be bad, but holy smokes, they exceeded my expectations. I am a Mets fan, but I know there's a ton of Giants fans that are Yankees fans that have to just suffer tonight and watched a double penetration on the city and state of New York. Let me know if you guys enjoyed the video. Please leave a like because I had to watch Daniel Jones, and I've had to watch Daniel Jones for the last 6-7 years. Also, by the way, what other team would keep a quarterback like this after 6-7 years, bro? What other team would not bench this quarterback? Who? What other team in the NFL would keep this mediocrity at quarterback? Who? Tell me, please. I'm begging you guys to tell me in the comments. I'm waiting. Literally, no, I'm waiting. But I want to hear it. I want to hear it because I don't think there is anybody, man. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to drop a like. If you guys want more content, go ahead and hit subscribe. Other than that, my name is Noah and I'm out. Peace.